I'm running from a bottle of
You're listening to Hope 103.1 FM. Keep it locked.
Healthy body and a healthy mind. Follow these steps and you'll be fine. Drink lots of water, keep the body cool and clean.
Green banana, plantain, blugger, and rock fig are among commonly consumed types of the very large Musa family. Other rare types in Grenada include Pelipita, Mataboro, Gomichel, Pakpak, Silk Fig, and Robusta. This is Nutrition Hints by the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council. Bananas fall into two food groups based on how it is consumed. Used green, it falls into the staple group and fits in as a fruit when used ripe. Bananas are a healthy source of fiber, potassium, vitamin B6, vitamin C, and various antioxidants and phytonutrients. Bananas are a rich source of carbohydrate as starch when green. The starch is converted to sugars as bananas ripen, making it a good source of energy. Bananas may boost digestive and heart health due to their fiber and antioxidant content. Bananas also contain potassium and can help lower blood pressure, aid in heart health, and is an important electrolyte in maintaining fluid balance. Bananas have an antacid effect which protects against stomach ulcers. They may also help with weight loss because they are very low in calories and high in nutrients and fiber. Green bananas contain resistant starch, which helps you feel full, may reduce your appetite, and can help control blood sugar when eaten in moderation. As a fruit, banana provides vitamins B6 and vitamin C. Both green and ripe bananas aid in the absorption of calcium, which is important for building stronger bones. Bananas also contain pectin, which is a soluble fiber that helps ease constipation. In our next program, we cover banana selection, storage, and uses. Until next time, the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council reminds you to eat, look, and feel well in 2021. I am Michelle Murray.
Vitamins and minerals ring a bell. Yes, they keep the body working well.
Money talk, money talk. So the love of money is the root of all evil. Money talk, money talk. It's the money they love. Yo, got them get caught up in the right thing. The wealth and the fame enticing. Come on, don't wanna do the right thing. The love of money blind them. They get caught up in the right thing. Wealth and fame enticing. Come on, don't wanna do the right thing. The love of money define them. Father God, keep us please from them religious schemes and them pretentious deeds with them infectious seeds. Keep us please from them religious schemes and them pretentious deeds with them infectious seeds. Money they love, money they crave. Love they have for money, make them turn into a slave. Money they want, that is the aim. Love they have for money, go drive them insane. Is money talk for this, money talk for that. If you say you got no money, them get heart attack. They want to know how much you earn, cause they were part of that. Got to learn to discern, you can't take it back. Or them get caught up in the right thing. The wealth and the fame enticing. Come on, don't wanna do the right thing. The love of money, it blind them. Them a get caught up in the right thing. Wealth and fame enticing. Come on, don't wanna do the right thing. The love of money define them. Father God, keep us please from them religious schemes and them pretentious deeds with them infectious seeds. Keep us please from them religious schemes and them pretentious deeds with them infectious seeds.
Yes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all my lovely listeners. How are you doing this afternoon? Yes, it's that time again. It is the Money Talk. Yes, you heard me right. It is the Money Talk right here on Hope 103.1 FM. And a pleasant good afternoon to each and every one of you. And yes, we're back. We're back, I tell you. And today we will be continuing that discussion. Well, we are going to be having what I must say is the lovely Crystal Benjamin Jerome, and she's back with us today. And today we are going to be looking at personal development. Yes, you heard me right. Personal development. The past 2 weeks has been, it has been a wealth of information, and we encourage you to go back and, re-listen to those last 2 episodes and there is a lot of information to gather. We looked at developing your business idea, and then we looked at what you need to include in your business plan. Right, so today, as I said, we're going to be looking at personal development, and again, we're going to be having the lovely Chrissy. That's the name that we gave her last week, Sabi. Unfortunately, Sabi is not with us today, but he's left me in charge. So Crystal has me. She has me to deal with. All right. So remember to share the live. Let your friends, let your family know that it is Hope, the Money Talk. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. They are looking forward to Hope Amplified, guys. But nonetheless, let me bring on the lovely Chrissy.
Just like that, I got a radio name. Thank you, Sabi.
So good afternoon, Chrissy.
Afternoon.
How was your day?
It was long.
Yeah?
Long, yes. And as you can see, it's not ended as yet, but it was good just the same.
Okay, lovely. So as we said, today we're going to be discussing personal development, right? And I am a big fan of personal development because I strongly believe that you cannot remain the same. You understand? You always have to strive for growth and development in your personal life, in all aspects of your personal life.
We should all be fans of personal development.
Definitely,
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah. I'm
Right?
a fan also. Everybody should be.
Should be.
Yes.
Definitely. So as usual, you're the star.
I'm the guest.
You're the
star.
guest.
This is your show.
Right, so you're the star this evening, and as usual, we hand it over to you at this time. Right? So where do we go? Where do we start? Personal development.
Well, maybe we want to start by defining what personal development is.
Okay.
And I think the simplest way that I can describe or define personal development is improvement
Okay.
of oneself. As simple and easy like that. You are improving you, your talents, your potential, your employability, your wealth probably, etc. So whatever you are today, tomorrow or next week, you shouldn't be the same.
Okay.
Right? Something should be different. Maybe you're thinking different. Probably you've matured in terms of mentally or emotionally. Yes. And that's two stages or parts of personal development that I've already jumped into. But really and truly, at the end of the day, it is improvement of self. So anytime, and I do mean anytime, you are consciously making an effort to improve yourself, to be a better you in one way or the other, you are involved in some form of personal development.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Do you think that is true, Gar?
Yeah, one thing that stands out there is that change. The word change keeps coming to mind. Right? There needs to be some change.
If it's one thing that we can agree on, we usually, many of us, we feel so comfortable in our comfort zone and we're scared of change. But the thing about it is, change is the only thing that is constant.
True.
Yes. If you look around you, it never ever things will be the same. Something will change.
Yeah.
Some things will change purposefully.
Mm-hmm.
Some things will change accidentally. Some things will change due to certain situation that was introduced. Yes. For example, I used to work in office Monday to Friday, 8 to 4, right? COVID came, then all of a sudden I'm working at home.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you're in office and then you're at home. No, you're hybrid. You understand? So change has happened.
Yeah.
And it will continue to happen. And I'm sure many of us can think of situations in our life when a change has occurred and we needed to come up with a way to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that in itself may have caused you to undertake some form of personal development. Yeah.
No, what I can also add here is that some change is not as a result of your efforts, but it might be outside
True.
your situation.
True.
Something has forced a change
True.
upon you, but then you can also enforce changes upon yourself,
So true.
right?
And when coming to personal development, though, the word personal here is a dead giveaway.
Yeah,
It has to be you. So even if something happened that caused you to have to make a change, you have to be conscious about that. You have to be conscious about how it is that I am going to deal with the hand that I'm dealt at this time. Yeah. So to reiterate, personal development is an improvement, any improvement of one's self.
yeah.
And somebody may be asking right now, so what is the importance of personal development? And I'm going to give a simple answer here again. It results in a better you.
True.
Simple and easy. A better you on so many levels. You become more confident. You have opportunities that you can grab, right? You become more resilient. You become more knowledgeable. You have better relationships. And that is because you have made the conscious decision to improve on yourself, to make yourself better, a better you. And that is the long and short when looking at the importance of personal development, or probably you might, it maybe benefits, the importance or the benefits of personal development is a better you. I don't know if anybody who would have made the conscious decision to develop themselves personally would say, nah, I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I don't know about you, Gaff, but I can't imagine that anybody who has made a change for the better consciously decided that I'm going to do things differently, and different better, right? Not different worse.
Was
I can't imagine that any of these people would say 5 years down the road or 7 years down the road that I should not have done that.
Crystal, I think you just need to. Your phone is on the counter there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing it loud and clear.
Sorry.
So are the listeners.
Yes. Okay. Okay. That's gone. It's on mute now. Yes. It's a phone that is constantly. Yeah.
Right? No, as you were speaking, what came to mind
Hello,
is
Sylvina.
Sylvina, yes.
Sylvina.
Good evening.
Good evening. Sorry about that, God.
Right? I wonder at times if personal development, it's one's desire to develop themselves personally, right? To make improvements. If it is something that comes naturally, right? I'm not sure the remainder of your discussion, but I'm just thinking, because there are persons that
Do it and some that don't.
right. Some people they love change, they embrace change, and then some persons they just desire to remain as is until.
Okay, I'm not a professional in this, right? Everything that I'm telling you, I've had to learn. But the truth is, I don't know if I can say it comes naturally. And I say that because we're all different, everybody. We have different thought patterns. we have different desires, we have different benchmarks, yes, and we may be defining certain words or having a vision of what a particular word mean differently than the other person. So let's say, for example, happiness. What's happiness to you, Gath? What does that mean? When somebody say, what is ultimate happiness for you? What comes to your mind? I can guarantee you that what you just pictured is not what I pictured.
No.
Right?
Not.
So the same can be said for success. When you think of yourself as successful, what do you see? When I think of myself as successful, I don't think that I saw the same thing that you just pictured when I asked you the question. So personal development for one person may be simply to take a few workshops. And they have developed because they've taken 2 more workshops than the other person. Somebody else may think personal development might be to learn anger management skills. And that might be so. But because you have a different benchmark, you may think, but you're not developing yourself. But to them, they've accomplished that. So I don't know if it's a natural inkling, so to speak. But if we look back, and I'm getting kind of technical right now. If we look back at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it is a theory that says human needs a particular amount of things in a particular order before they reach at the very top of the pyramid, which is self-actualization. So it starts at the bottom with your basic need, food, clothing, shelter. Then it goes up to security and love and esteem and all of these things. And then you need to take each step one by one before you get to the top of the pyramid, which is self-actualization. For some people, they may realize this very early in their life. Some people may take a little longer. The process may happen faster for some people. Yeah. Let us not forget that we have personality differences. Some people are go-getters. Some people sit and wait for the opportunity to come to them. Right? They say, well, when you can't find a door, there's a window or something of the sort. Some people believe in that, but somebody else may think, okay, the door is closed. You understand? So I am putting all of these things into play because I am not certain that the need for personal development is a natural one. It could be that a change again have occurred. Maybe you read a book that suddenly, what was I doing all the time? Yeah. Where was this book? How did I not know this? And then suddenly you realize I should be doing something different. Maybe you're listening to this radio program now and you're thinking, I never thought of this. I never thought of that. And just like that, it may change for you. So it may be natural for some people. Some people may need a little push. Some people may need a little pep talk. Some people may need to watch somebody's life story, learn from experience, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, what I would say is that we should all try, aim for personal development. We should not be the same person today as we were in high school.
True. And people have to understand that it is not only major things, major accomplishments.
No, it's
will
not.
Constitute to personal development.
It's not. Which brings us to the 5 areas of personal development. So we spoke about personal development holistically, but personal development can be broken down into areas.
Lovely.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the areas. It's not in any particular order. It's just 5 areas. So, the first one that I would like to bring to the table is mental development.
Okay.
Yes, your brain. Exercise your brain. Stay, mentally fit, so to speak. You see, like how we go to the gym and we exercise our body, we need to exercise our brain. It is said, Garth, that your brain can grow. Did you know that? And probably not the size, not the actual size of the brain, but the amount of knowledge that it can take. Right? So it means that you should be feeding it.
Right.
So here, for mental, when dealing with personal development, you should be learning. And mind you, remember we can learn in a lot of different ways. For some of us, we may do certificates and degrees, right? And that's where we can throw in professional development here, because with our degrees and our certificates and whatnot, it puts us in a very good position professionally to get opportunities for growth, the managerial position or whatever promotion that may exist within your organization or sector, right? It may be as simple as taking a workshop or a training, right? I believe in upskilling and reskilling and cross-skilling. All of these things are you keeping yourself mentally fit. Some people would say, get a mentor or get coaching, learn from each other's experience. Remember YouTube. YouTube is a library. Anything that you want, you can find. YouTube, show me what is this light in my car.
Just
YouTube, show me
you
how
would
to
find
fix
it
a
there.
tire, right? And all of that is learning. So that is your mental capacity, right? As your mental fitness improve, so does your self-awareness, because you learn more, right? So now you have more knowledge. You're more aware of what is happening. You're also aware of the knowledge that you have that you can share. Your innovation improve. You get a little bit more creative. You start thinking about situations differently. You start looking at the bigger picture. Maybe you've developed critical thinking because it's no longer black and white. There are some gray areas. Have you considered that, right? You're more resilient because probably you have taken that professional development aspect quite seriously, and you're realizing that typing is no longer a necessity, right? Or maybe the shorthand typing in particular, because now you go on the computer, there is a voice command, you can talk to the computer and it types everything on a page for you. You understand? So probably you figured that, okay, there is something else that I can do. So what did you do? You learned a new skill. All of that is mental fitness, part of your personal development. And while we're on mental, don't forget to rest.
Very
As
important.
much as your mental health is important, or the mental fitness is important when we're speaking about personal development, it is also part of personal development to realize when you need a rest. We have a habit of going.
Yeah, and rest is very
Stop.
important.
Yes.
Very, very important.
You need to stop for a while. Do not forget to rest. So that was the first aspect or area of personal development, the mental capacity.
Okay, nice.
What do you think about that, Kak?
Sounds good. Though I thought that was, in a nutshell, all there was to personal development, right? You develop your mind, when you mentioned along the professional lines, that is what came to mind when I saw the topic personal development. So I thought it had solely to do until they told me it's 5 areas. So I'm looking forward to see the other 4.
Well, I just love how you're just bringing in these segues, huh? But it's important that you said the personal development part is basically you thought it was, okay, learn all that you could learn and just move on.
And that's it,
right?
yeah.
But In developing yourself personally and professionally, you have the social aspect of things.
You're dealing with people.
You are dealing with people, you are dealing with relationships, right? Not everybody is the same. Not every relationship is the same. So as much as you went to all the workshops, as much as you have all the degrees and you read all the books and you watch all the documentaries and you learn from all the wealthy people, if it is that you can't develop your communication skills, if it is that you can't talk to people, you can't solve problems, you don't have the ability to give feedback, to receive feedback, to take criticism, to give criticism, then you are not developing yourself socially. Okay. And if you're looking at the professional development, that is important, because remember, when you look at professional, you're dealing with an organization, you're dealing with people, your co-workers, your managers. Yes, if you are a manager, then you have your employees, your line staff. How are you dealing with these people? Do you have problems when they point out certain things? Do you get angry quickly? Are you able to have a conversation with someone without, and then we're moving on to another one. So I'll just stop right there. But the social is important. Communication skills, relationships. And we're speaking about all relationships here. From the marriage to the brother and sister, the mother and the child, to workplace relationships. All of that would fall under your social skills. Are you antisocial? Are you overly? You understand? I am all of them. You understand?
A time and place for everything.
There's a time and place for everything, right? And then how it is, I speak to you. I may not speak to the next person like that. There are things that I can say to you when we're in private. I can't say to you if, for example, we're in a staff meeting. So we need to understand that.
No, as you're talking, things come to mind, and I remember this term, emotional intelligence.
Well, emotional intelligence, yes, it's important for social, but emotions is another aspect of personal development.
Wow.
Again, you're just getting the segues right, Garth.
We flowing today, and listeners, don't forget, you can send in your comments, you can send in your questions. We encourage you to take part in the discussion this afternoon. We're looking at personal development, all right? And we touched on so far mental, social,
and Garth just introduced the third aspect, which is emotional. And when we look at the emotional development or development of our emotions, remember, mental and emotions, they are different, right? It's arguable that the emotion come from the heart and mental come from the head, right?
Okay.
I mean, if you really think about it, it's kind of how we look at it. But I think it's one part of the brain that is responsible for one thing and what. But but with emotions or emotional aspect of personal development, basically, when we speak about emotion, it is the ability to understand feelings, right? And not just understand it, but understand how they shape your behavior, your thoughts, and your actions. This will differ from person to person. And if you are not one that is aware of yourself, which self-awareness is one aspect of emotional intelligence, being aware of how you are in different situations or when you are touched by particular emotions is very important. How do you react when you get angry?
I get very quiet.
How do you react when you're hurt, or when you're in denial, or when you're in love, or when you're confused, or when you're frustrated, right? For everybody, the reaction will be different. Right? So it is important that you are aware. You're not just aware of yours, but you are aware of others, the people around you. You're not going to know everybody. So we understand that. But the people who are close to you, your husband, your wife, your supervisor, your co-worker, what rubs them the wrong way? What is it that you know you're going to say? If you want Gath to just blow up, what can you say that would get him there? Because we all have those little triggers. But understanding them and developing our emotional intelligence is another aspect of personal development. So we need to be very, very, very cautious. Some people, like you say, you get quiet. Some people need a little time to cool out. Some people may just bust out in quarrel. Some people may cry. Yes? So if we are aware of this, we can say, all right, that's my problems here. Let me work on that. And just by doing that, you are getting yourself involved in some form of personal development.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask a question here.
Let's hope I can answer.
Right. I'm not sure if you will be discussing further down in the topic.
Another segue?
Right. But what can one do when it comes to emotional intelligence and developing themselves? How can I really
Particularly
work on
emotional intelligence?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you first want to learn what emotional intelligence is, right? In my readings, I know I've learned that there are, under emotional intelligence, there are 3 or 4 things that speak particular to them. One of them is self-awareness, and quite frankly, I can't remember the rest. So maybe you might want to learn what emotional intelligence is. Learn your triggers, right? I advise be slow to speak, right? So you listen, you observe, think, apologize. Even I know people will be like, well, I don't know nothing wrong, just say sorry. You may think that you're in the right, and you may well be, but say sorry. Don't cast blame. Even if I know sometimes we want to blame people and they may as well deserve the blame. But at the end of the day, what you want to do is do not escalate the situation.
Okay.
Right? So if it is that you need a few minutes, take a few minutes. Just say, all right, I need a minute. Right? And I think if the person that you are speaking with, or if the person that you're angry with, or whatever the case may be, understands emotional intelligence, they would understand why it is that you need a minute. Because we're humans. It happens to us all.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we need to really, you see, that self-awareness is important. You see, like when I asked just now how you react when you're angry, you were able to say it off the bat.
Yeah.
It's important that we know. Yeah, there are some things that's going to get me angry. Maybe I'm going to be quiet. It depends on the level of anger. Other forms of anger, I probably would just start saying things, Some people are mean. I know some very mean, angry people.
Yeah, they do some
So
sort of things.
the self-awareness is where you begin. Know how you react. Know how others react. Be very present in the situation.
And as you said, a coach, having a mentor, thinking that these would help you in developing in that aspect. Also,
Well, hopefully
reading
the
books.
coach and the mentor understands emotional
Well,
intelligence.
something we press on a lot here is seeking counsel from the right persons.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
if you're looking for a coach, you have to look for someone that is exhibiting the fruits of what you are looking for, or to get the
Agreed.
place you're looking to get to.
Agreed.
Right?
Because somebody that may have the mental thing down, the mental aspect of personal development, may not necessarily be on the emotional side of it. They themselves may be should be looking into developing their emotional intelligence, right? So we need to be conscious of that. True. So that was emotional intelligence. So far, we have 5 of those. So far, we've done 3. Is it?
Yeah.
So we did mental, we did
Mental,
social,
social,
emotional.
and emotional.
The fourth one is spiritual, right? And let me put out a disclaimer here. I'm not speaking about religion. I am speaking about that balance, a deeper understanding of you and the world around you. For many people, it's different things. For somebody, it may be religion. For somebody else, it may simply be the Bible or the Quran or whatnot. Some people may be into meditation. Some people may be into walking in nature and spending time in nature. Somebody else may be doing yoga. But whatever it is that puts you in the position to balance, you need to be able to do that. Remember, we spoke about rest when we spoke about mental. Somebody may find, all right, I need a spa day today. If that is your balance, then by all means. Because we need to get to the point where we realize that we need to let go. I was speaking with a friend today, and she spoke about cleaning on the weekends. And I said to her, but do you need to clean every weekend? And she said, yes, I have to clean. I said, no, you're not hearing me. Let me ask you this again. Do you need to clean on the weekends? And then she stopped and she thought for a minute and she said, but I don't think so, Because I think sometimes we get so caught up in routine. Mind you, it's only 2 people living in the house, she and her husband. Right? So maybe it took her a little while to realize that truly maybe I don't need to clean every weekend. But maybe cleaning is also your balance. Right? I don't know. So the question is, what gets you there? What gives you that time where you can find a deeper understanding of you and the world around you? Is it sleep? I don't know. Right? So when we speak about the spiritual development, we're not speaking about religion. Yeah? Some people may decide to read a book, and that may work. I'm not here to judge anybody or to tell you what to do to get you there. It just may work for you. Whatever works, whatever gets you thinking, all right, this is where my chi is. And that is fine. That's fine.
And it's, even as we're on that, it's interesting to know that a lot of the things that we discuss now, even the Bible speaks of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very interesting that. So you see, well, for me, my chi comes from meditating upon the word.
And that works.
You understand?
Do remember, again, it's not a one size fits all. Right? Even all the things that we've spoken about, even the mental development, it's not a one size fits all. So whereas you may think a degree is going to be it for you mentally, somebody may decide, I'm going to read the entire library, and that's fine. Right? For spiritual, you said that it's about meditating upon the word. Somebody may just be very happy to be awake in the morning at 4 a.m. with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and they're just having that coffee in peace and quiet with nobody around them. You understand? So it really does comes down to people. Remember, again, we're speaking about personal development. That person with the cup of coffee might just come up with the best business idea, all because they have found their center.
Yeah, so
I tried meditating once, Garth.
It's knowing what works for you.
I tried meditating once. That was the longest 2 minutes of my life.
Surprisingly, I told someone. Well, not it's a story I normally tell people. I get my best ideas, and this may sound weird, when I'm in the shower.
Maybe that
And
is your
so
chi.
and so for me, I take
Maybe
long
that is your
showers,
center.
right? And I said, it may sound weird, but it's where I get the clearest thoughts, right? A lot of things I've done in life, it stemmed from,
The shower.
yeah.
So now you're seeing where that spirituality. I know we speak about spirituality when many times when we hear spirituality, we connect it to God and Jesus and Christ, and that is fine. That is fine. But we can't deny that some people believe in different things. So, and our job here is not to judge and to and to try to convert anybody. We are simply saying that spirituality can mean many things for many people. I am reading this book. I probably shouldn't even be saying this because I haven't even gotten past chapter 1, but I'm reading this book at present. It is called The Power of Now, and it's a very difficult book to understand, Garth. I've probably read chapter 1.5 times because I'm trying to understand the book. But basically what I'm understanding is that the writer came to the realization that our mind is just what it is, our mind, but we are not our minds, and it's kind of very mind-boggling. But you have to read it with all of your senses, 10 senses if you have them, because it's very difficult to understand. But what it is that I'm realizing is that is his spirituality. You understand? And that's why I keep saying that for different people, spirituality is going to be different. It's going to mean something different. Your balance is going to be something different. But at the end of the day, it's an aspect that we can look to develop. Right? So that was 4.
So one more.
One more. and this one is easy and simple. I don't even think we need to have a discussion on that one, guy. Physical development. So now we're speaking about our body. So we spoke about the mind, which is mental. We spoke about emotions. We spoke about spirituality. We spoke about social. Now we're speaking about physical. So we need to be in good health. Our health is our wealth. Exercise, eat well, that kind of thing. That's basically what physical means. Today today I went to a workshop, and they had the snack box and whatnot for break, and I said there was the gentleman who's the facilitator of the workshop. He said, "Oh, you didn't cater for me. I'm not eating that. I need fruits and whatnot." And I said, "Well, tomorrow when they're bringing fruits for you, they should bring fruits for me also." So then there was a young lady who was there, and she's saying, "I think we need to have a course or something on how we should eat. Because there are so many different diets and whatnot, and people are eating this and people are eating that, but nobody's teaching us how to eat." And I said to her, "I disagree with you. Man was made with a menu. You were told from the very beginning what you should be eating. It was given to you. You were told from the beginning. You had a diet of fruits and nuts and grains. You were told the animals you can eat, the animals you shouldn't be eating." So I don't understand why in 2022 somebody being vegan is such breaking news, or being vegetarian breaking news, and we are now asking for people to teach us how we should eat. We were told from the very beginning. So at the end of the day, I'm saying this to say it points back to our physical development. Why not simply go back to the diet you were provided? You had a menu.
I think with the upsurge in all this fast food and all this sugars, I think people will feel too deprived if they were to be eating only fruits, greens, and nuts.
But at the end of the day, this is what gives you that physical, the good health, the health, the wealth that we speak of. Because when we speak about the health is your wealth, basically what we're saying is that the money that you're going to be spending to go for your checkups and do surgeries and whatnot, you can do something else with that.
Yeah.
That is your wealth right there.
Your down days would be less.
You understand? So we need to focus on our diet. We need to focus on exercise and whatnot. And this is really where the physical part comes in. Right? And I know I said 5 a God, but I feel like I want to throw in a bonus.
Sounds good.
A bonus aspect. Although maybe basically it could be put into any one of the other categories, but I want to throw in one where I would say financial development or wealth development.
Yeah, and for listeners, that's where Money Talk comes in.
Well, it's a good thing I thought of the bonus one. That one wasn't on the list.
Yeah, that's where the Money Talk comes in.
So-
Check out the previous episodes.
So you would wanna focus on, or maybe not focus, but financial development or wealth accumulation is another aspect of personal development. So we have financial, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and social.
Yeah.
Yes. And when we say financial development, we do mean legally. God, we don't want anybody to say, oh, they said that we should grow wealth. So, we do mean legally. There are legal ways. One of the best, probably the best way is to have more than one income. Yes.
Sabi, you
So-
see, I tell you, we have to bring on again, eh?
So, I hope it's Sabi alone that heard you. So, when you're looking at having more than one income, maybe get a little side hustle. So, if it is that you're employed, your employer is giving you a salary, yes. But let's face it, that salary is not enough.
Yeah.
That salary is not enough. I don't care if you're working for $1 million. We know it's not enough. So what you can do is have added source of income. If you're good at things, if you have skills and talents, you may have learned some skills along the way throughout your life. You can monetize those.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. If you
I-
have a car, you can probably use it as a taxi or
As a
something to
taxi.
make some money or things like
Definitely,
that. So that,
definitely.
like these ways, you are looking to gain or accumulate wealth, right? So all of that were aspects of personal development. So now, Garth, after we have just spoken about what it is, personal development, why it's important, the 5 aspects, or 6 if we add wealth. Somebody may say, well, how do I go about doing that?
But I just want to stick up in there. We have a comment on the WhatsApp.
Okay.
And this person says, taking care of your physical self with self-care measures, exercise, even going to the beach, spending time with yourself helps to develop one personal self.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Very much. Agreed.
Good night to you, Leno.
Agreed. Go on the beach. Do you know that if your blood pressure is high, the doctors would advise you to go to the beach? Simple little things. Go to the beach. Play with the dog. Play with your grandchildren. Little things like that. So if it is that hypertension could kill you.
True.
But if it is that a simple prescription as go to the beach, play with the dogs, play with the grandchildren, could get you feeling better, then why we have hypertension in the first place? Because these are the things that we should be doing so that we don't get there. You understand? I agree very much with that WhatsApp sender. So now we can speak about the how. How. So I think it starts with knowing where to start. Search yourself. Remember, we said that personal development is basically a better you, a better me, a better us. So if we're going to get better, we first need to know, where do we start? So let's search ourselves. What am I good at? What am I not good at? Where can I develop? How can I develop? So we know where we're starting. So that's the first thing. And after that, you just decide to do it. Because remember, it says, I said earlier, that you need to make a purposeful decision to do that. So it's not something that happened by the way.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't
It
just
has
fall
to
from
be
the
conscious.
sky.
It has to be that you decided to do it. So you decide to do it, you decide where you're going to start, right? After that, because you like, okay, yes, I'm going to do some personal development. These are the things that I need to do. So do you need to look at maybe conflict management? Do you need to look at the emotional intelligence? Do you need to learn to type or learn to use Excel? Do you need to practice a little bit more public speaking or maybe communication or having conversations? Decide what it is you want to do. After that, you make a plan. And don't just make the plan, eh? Stick to it. You know, we have a tendency, God, to make a plan. And then the plan just end up somewhere on the shelf making dust and cobweb.
Yeah, that happens a lot come the 1st of January, yeah?
Yes, when we make New Year resolution. Yes.
You come
And
up
then
with
you
this
do
whole
it for the
plan for the
first
year.
week of January. But you know, you don't need to make a New Year resolution on the 1st of January. Your new year could start at any time. Why not start it on your birthday, for example? Right? Because your birthday is a year, right?
Yeah.
It's every year. So that is a year for you. Or probably you don't necessarily need to start it on the 1st of January, but you can say, all right, I am doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. These are my deadlines. So you make particular deadlines for your plan. You give yourself a particular time to start. You give yourself a particular time to finish. You can take a page from the business people. When business owners create strategic plans and goals for their organization, they have short-term goals, long-term goals, and then you have the middle term. So maybe it's like a 1 year, a 3 year, a 5 year.
Okay.
So some things could be done now. So when you look at your business goals, some things could be done now. So if you do it now, it's short term. Because some things could just happen. So you can, right? Other things, you may need to build on it or plan for it. So you may want to put that in the medium term. And then you have things that you maybe have to save for because it may cost you some money or whatnot. So you may want to put it in the longer term, right? So you can do that with your plans. That's not a problem. Personal development, the word development here, or the word development at all, it kind of connotes that it's an ongoing thing. Mm-hmm. It doesn't just happen and stop. It's continuous. So you've taken a course, yes. But 3 years from now, What? Have you done anything since that course? So really and truly, you have developed, or are you developing? Can you really call it personal development? Right? So if you're making a plan, you can add some dates to it. And don't just put it down and turn your back and go. Stick to it. Right? You can work with a coach or a mentor. Some people work alone, that's fine. Some people may need a little bit of assistance, a little help, a little coaching, a little cheerleader, that's fine. You can also have an accountability buddy. I notice this is very popular these days, where you have somebody who can say, but God, I thought you said you were going to do this. God, have you done that yet? So if you have that person always at you, just giving you that little nudge every time you need it, it may be that you're fed up with them and say, fine, I'll do it. Or it may be another situation where you'll be like, wow, that person really have my best interest at heart.
They have my back. They're giving me that push.
So exactly. So you can look at that. So you may say, all right, I want to do this, I want to do that. Share your idea with somebody else. Have them be your accountability buddy, so that they can always remind you that this is where you want to go. You're not there yet. Why are you not there yet? This is what you need to do to get there. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Your own little cheerleader. And of course, you want to keep records of your progress and your failures. Because if you fail, you would want to know why. How did it happen? What can I do better? Yes? Your accomplishments, keep record of it. Celebrate it, as a matter of fact. So after it is that you've done that short course and you get your certificate, go have some wine. Or not. Pure heaven is fine too. Celebrate it. Right? Take a spa day. You take a trip. That is after you save up the money for the trip.
True.
Right? Because part of your personal development may be you want to be more well-traveled. You understand? But hello, you're not going to get that trip if you can't afford it. Right? So you may want to save up for it. And after you save up for it for a year and a half, then rejoice, take the trip. You understand? So all of that is part of personal development and how you go about doing it. So it starts with, again, I'm just going to reiterate really fast. Okay. Decide that you want to do it, right? Know where you are starting. You make a plan and you stick to it. Work with a coach or a mentor if you need, or have an accountability partner. And you keep track of your failures, you keep track of your progress, and you celebrate your wins.
As small as they may be.
As small as they may be. Yeah. Listen, sometimes just getting through the day deserve a glass of wine. Or pure heaven.
You just celebrate proportionate to the achievement.
Yeah. Just sometimes you get out, you come from work or whatnot, and the day was tough, and you had the meeting or more than one meetings, and you just feel like, oh my wow, getting through this day was like a victory. Yeah. So you celebrate your wins. Don't forget to rest them.
Oh yeah. Don't forget that at all.
And that is personal development in a nutshell.
Well, I definitely have to go back and listen to this program, because I think I got a course here today. A workshop. Those workshop sessions that you go to. There's a clear path now, listeners, as to what you need to do, how you need to go about addressing personal development, and the areas that you need to work on. And as Chrissy said, it might not be all areas for you. It might just be these areas you need to focus on: emotional intelligence, It might be finance. So you know these are your weak areas. So these are what you're focusing on. Right? But I also like the part with the accountability partner and the coach. I find that when you have someone that you're accountable to, you more stick to the plan, right? There's a greater stick to itness that comes from knowing that there is someone that I am accountable to for my actions, right? And ultimately, you had to remember it's us as an individual that we are looking to develop, step up a notch, better ourselves, and in bettering ourselves, the persons around us will become better, or they will see and they will experience the improvements from our personal development, so to speak, our family. Sometimes it is you're working on emotional intelligence, and after taking some courses, reading some books, you're a better father, you're a better husband, right? You're a better man at the end of it, at the end of the sessions or whatever it is. So it's as Sabi said. He said it's a balanced life is pertinent. Very true. So you can't focus on one area alone. It has to be these six, I say 6 pillars to personal development.
And it gets you to self-actualization.
Actualization. Yeah.
That's the
definitely.
very top of the needs pyramid.
The very top.
The very tippy top. Very last triangle. Actually, I think it's the only one that is a actual triangle. The others are more rectangular. But that is the self-actualization. That is where you felt as if you're at the top of the mountain. You've arrived. There's nothing else that I could do right now. I have done it all. I've experienced it all. I've learned it all. I don't know if we ever get there. Maybe for some people, it's again a different benchmark, a different milestone, So some people may say, all right, I'm going to do bachelor's, master's, PhD, and that's it. I'm here.
Yeah, I've arrived.
For somebody else, it may be something else. But at the end of the day, our aim should always be to be a better me, a better you, a better person. And we only can do that through developing ourselves personally, personal development.
Excellent. So yes, guys, you had it, personal development, with the one and only Crystal Benjamin Jerome, aka Chrissy, right here on the Money Talk.
Rechristened by Sabi.
Right, and we didn't put her on the spot this time. She volunteered to come out next week Tuesday, so I look forward to next week Tuesday again. And don't forget to subscribe, to like our page so you can get the notifications whenever our programs go live. And don't forget to share, so that your friends, your family, others can benefit from the information that is coming through the airwaves this afternoon. Chrissy, anything in closing? I know that look. I know that look. Yeah, anything in closing?
Just that I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah, Sabi, I hope you can make it next week Saturday. And also a special good evening to Sylvina and all the listeners on the social media platform, those tuned in on the radio frequency 103.1 FM. A special good evening to you, Linnell. I saw that you were on. Good evening. Hope you had a wonderful day. Brother Andrews, how you doing, man? Hope you had a wonderful day as well. And to all the other listeners, those in the surrounding community, good evening. Have a blessed night. Yeah, Linnell says she's still there. Say good afternoon to Mr. Akim for me, please. All right. I hope everyone had a blessed day yesterday. It was a holiday. For those that prepared the land to plant, I see we got some rain and we expected to get a little bit more. So that's a plus for all the farmers listening. We pray God's richest blessing upon each and every one of you. So this is where we take our leave this afternoon.
And before we go, Sabi is saying hello to Annlyn McPhee.
Yes, good evening, Annlyn. How you doing? Lovely. All right. So, Chrissy, this is where we take our leave this evening.
Until next week.
Until next week,
Have
Tuesday.
a pleasant evening and week. Until next week.
Yes. Don't forget to stay tuned in. Sabi should be on tomorrow with his brand new programming. All right, inspirational and motivational. And then on Thursday, we're gonna have Hope Amplified. Right, so look forward. You can stay tuned and look forward to that. And that's gonna be on Thursday night from 8. And then on Friday it's your boy Sabi and he's back at it again. Youth Energy Fridays, DJ Sabi alongside Lady Sabi. Right, so we have a pack program, a pack week for you guys.
The Hope Drive.
Yeah. So we encourage you to continue to pray for us. We just celebrated 1 year, and with God's help and strength and his favor, we look forward to the second year of Hope 103.1 FM. So have a blessed night, everyone. Again, thank you for staying locked on. Good night.